Yeah, I guess, yeah, a little bit frustrated by the result, obviously, but yeah, I thought the performance in general was really, really good by the boys. We obviously conceded early, which wasn't ideal, and it was a fair strike by the lad. And but I thought our response to that was really good. We stayed in control. We scored a good equaliser, and we made them work hard in the first half. So we kind of knew that second half, with our ability to break teams open, we'd put them under pressure, and it's exactly what happened. And the boys did everything right. I can't ask any more of them. I mean, I think we've hit the crossbar 3 times. The keepers pulled off some amazing saves, and Sofno had a couple of good opportunities as well. So on any other night, we'd have a comfortable victory. But I still think if we can perform like that over there, and there's no reason why we can't, then we'll still give ourselves a good chance.
Yeah, and is there another positive as well? That's something you've not had pretty much all season. Options off the bench if it does potentially go all the way.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I thought the guys coming on today made a difference, injected some energy. And like I said, it could be tight next week, could go into extra time, and we're going to need everyone ready to go. And the beauty of it is at the moment we've got we've got a squad ready to go, and I think that'll be important next week as well.
Can I just check on Destiny? It looked like you were kind of signalling to see if he was all right.
Yeah, he's got cramp. He was unbelievable today. I thought he was incredible, the amount of running he did, but his effectiveness, he's just incredible. But yeah, he was just cramping up, and he'll be fine.
How good has Lucas been? He sort of took the game by the scruff of the neck in that second half. How impressive is that for his age?
Yeah, I think he was great. But the whole team was. I think our midfield. I thought Roger was outstanding. Both fullbacks defensively and with the ball were really causing them problems. Kuti and Mickey handled their front sort of threats really well. Apart, obviously the goal we conceded was kind of the only disappointing bit. And then the front three were working. With Matters were really creative. You can't ask any more than what the lads did. Particularly in that second half to create that many chances in a game of football. We don't get the win, but I can't ask any more of the players. Yeah, no, it was something that we obviously work on. Just getting to those areas and in the box in terms of the half spaces, and Matters we know is really creative in there. And obviously with Don was the one that received it, so there was a gap there at the near post, and we've always said that we kind of need the next person in line to attack that area, and Pedro happened to be that. And outstanding finish. And if you look at it, Brennan's where he's supposed to be. He's at the far post if the ball went through, and we had I think Lucas on the edge of the box. So. It was a well-worked goal, and I think one we deserved, definitely. But we had some fantastic moves in the second half. It's just that we weren't able to capitalise on it. Yeah, I think, like I said, if we can repeat that next week, and there's no reason why we can't, then we'll give ourselves a good chance because. I really felt like we sort of totally sort of overwhelmed them with our football, with our running, with our press, and it wasn't just the chances we created, but even the chances that we almost created. I mean, on any other night. But look, it's going to be that sort of season. Nothing's going to come to us easy. We're going to have to go over there and fight now for to get what I thought we deserved tonight, and that's what we'll try and do.
Did you sort of wait till late to make the changes because that cohesion was so good, and was that almost to get the boys getting used to playing together again?
Yeah, I thought we were well in control, well on top. We were creating chances, but I was in the back of my mind. I knew that especially on that left-hand side, the boys had worked really hard, and with guys like Matty and Jed and Pape coming on, I thought we could really go at them, and they almost pulled off an unbelievable move again. With Matty playing it to Jed and Jed to Brennan, and almost carbon copy of the weekend, but we just weren't able to nail it.
Hi, Ange. It's Boris from Antenna 5. So, in all fairness, you can say that you can be confident that you can finish the job in Frankfurt next week. And I've got a question about Richarlison. We saw him for a couple of minutes. Is he going to get more minutes in the games that are coming?
Yeah, look, I think with Richie and a couple of others, I think it's good to get him out there. Obviously, we've got a game on the weekend. People like Richie and others will get more game time there, and hopefully that'll get him in a position where, like I said, next week, you don't know, may go into extra time, and we may need, you know, some pretty big efforts from guys. And it was good to get Richie some minutes today.
And we sort of cursing the football gods at the end there. I think Mickey headed the ball onto his foot, and then that's why it's kind of gone over.
No, like I said, George, I'm resigned to the fact that the football gods have got their eyes elsewhere this year. They're obviously busy with other clubs and other managers, so whatever we get, we're going to have to do it without them this year.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Well,